Hi, I'm Homero Garcia.
I am Benjamin Alejandro Huerta Hernández.
I am Carlos Adrián Arcos Macías.
I am Alexandre Etienne Fernandez Cepeda.
And I am Nicolás Alejandro Navarro Cáceres.
And we are a Team 5 from the group 219, and we're about to present to give a quick lecture to the two of the most important topics uh, that we take on the stage 1 of uh, biology. The first one is the characteristics of the living things, and the second one, the differences between the prokaryotics and the eukaryotic cells. Uh, Here we have before you a list which are listed 8 points, or well, the fundamental characteristics of the living things that my that we're about to present.
One of those is the organization in which the the living things are organized complexly. Life on Earth is characterized by being organized and hierarchized in levels in which the lower ones give sustenance to the superiors, and nothing can exist or function without this complex organization. Everything on our planet is made up of atoms. Living things have a high degree of complexity because they are constituted by biomolecules like nucleic acids, proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids, and by the inorganic compounds such as water. There are living things that are unicellular, as bacteria, that develop all the necessary processes to maintain life. Then the other point is the genetic code, where all the living things share this essential characteristic. The genetic code is a sequence of nitrogenous bases that combine to produce words in a language understandable to all living beings, so it is considered to be universal. This fact showed that all living things have a common ancestral origin. The genetic code indicates the sequence of amino acid codons that code for the 22 amino acids that constitute all the proteins of all organisms in the earth, whereas the genome is the set of genes contained in the chromosomes. The information to produce those proteins can be contained in the DNA or the RNA, the genome, but the codification of amino acids is the same, the genetic code.
Gentlemen, may I remind you of your camera? Uh, What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the harmonic functioning of all the functions of our body. It's also the state of stability in which the vital mechanisms try to preserve the internal environment despite the condition in the exterior or interior. Uh, these are reactions towards this circuit that can be stopped once it reaches the set point, or increase or aggravate its answer uh, according to if it's a positive feedback or a negative feedback. In this case, it would be the first example and the second one, respectively. The regulation of the body temperature, for instance, is a negative feedback.
How metabolism works. Living things use energy to maintain homeostasis. That means they must take components from the external environment, transform them, and use them for their benefit. Metabolism also involves the destruction of molecules, anabolism. Catabolic processes involve the releasing of energy contained in the chemical bonds by destroying them. A good example is the glucose process, which is a breakdown of glucose molecules to obtain adenosine triphosphate (ATP). Anabolic processes use the energy obtained through catabolism to build. What is growth? Growth implies the incorporation of new biomolecules into the organism, which is synthesized for that purpose.
Along the biochemical aspect, it also should we mention eh, the criteria considered as growth. For example, eh, body and population size, parental care, longevity, and number of offspring.
Reproduction. The characteristics of the predecessor must be inherited to the successors. The biomolecule whose function is to contain that information is DNA. Therefore, reproduction implies that the information transmitted from one generation to the next is done through inheritance molecule.
Additionally, the three ways of reproduction that are possible are the asexual reproduction, the sexual reproduction, and the parasexual reproduction. Uh,
Adaptation and evolution. Since the genetic variability, individuals of the same species can have slight differences. When the environment changes to a greater or lesser extent, these small differences determine whether or not an organism can survive. And if it survives, it can reproduce and make more organisms with the same characteristics and traits that adapted to the environment. For example, butterflies. There are some butterflies with different colors. Some colors camouflage with trees. Some other colors indicate that they're poisonous and can't be eaten. And let's say the trees there are brown, and the butterflies have uh, brown wings to camouflage in there. But suddenly the tree's color changes to white. Then the butterflies that have white wings are the ones that are going to adapt and survive to that situation. And because of that, they are going to reproduce and make more butterflies with white wings. Eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. The eukaryotic cells have an endomembrane system. They have a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. They are plants, fungi, and animals in their domains and form multicellular structures. For example, the human body is built of eukaryotic cells, of several thousands of cells that basically make us, and several cells that are similar are called a tissue. A lot of tissue that's similar is called an organ, and other organs that work together are an organ system. Prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells have a plasma membrane. Their organelles are within cytoplasm. Bacteria and archaea are in the domains classified as prokaryotes.
that was it. Thank you very much.